Hey everybody, Buzz Miller here, Wannabe Studios. Today we are going to talk about the greatest tool you can have as a hard rock or metal guitarist. What is that? Is it the perfect boutique tube amp? Is it the ultimate shredder guitar? No, it's neither of those. It's not even the perfect leather pants or the most awesome haircut. The best tool we have is the meat between the pinky and the wrist. This fleshy part of the hand right there. It kills overtones. It kills feedback. It makes things sound more powerful and give them more character. How do we do it? We take the meat of our hand and put it right against the base of the strings, right as they're going into the tremolo, or if we have a tune-o-matic, right as they go over the bridge. So right as they're coming out of the bridge, that kills our feedback that we're going to get. And you're thinking, I've got the perfect amp, I've got the perfect guitar, I don't have feedback. Well, you're going to go to a little club over at the corner and you're going to have unbelievable stage volume. Your monitors are going to be too hot, they're going to be whistling real highs like crazy, and you're going to get feedback you never thought you could get. Put that over there, right there, your feedback is dead. So, kills feedback, kills overtone. Let's talk about what a palm mute is. I hope we all know what a palm mute is. If you don't, a palm mute is merely strumming the chords with that meat right over the base of the string. So let's say we're going to play it punk style, which is no palm mutes, and we're just going to do an E. It takes the attack of the initial hit out of it, but it also creates some overtones that sometimes we may not want. Palm mute, it adds that feeling of we're going to war, we're going to battle. All I'm doing is taking my hand, putting it over those strings. Now you can press down harder, you can press down lighter and get less of a palm mute or more. Be careful with your palm mutes. You don't want to slide your hand up too high, because as you're sliding your hand, the pitch of the notes actually get higher harmonically. So if you're starting with your E, that E is going almost up to a full F. And you say you're sitting over here and you're doing your palm mutes right over your back pickup, and you're over here playing almost an F, and your buddy's over there and he's playing over way down low and he's playing an E, and it sounds like you're out of tune. Not good. So make sure you know where you're at with your hand there. Make sure you know going up too high does pick up the pitch a little bit. Now we can do this with solos, we can do this with runs, we can do this with scales, we can do this with anything. All notes are not created equal. There are notes that are more important, both in solos, both in the way you're playing your rhythms, your fills. We can take the other notes and make them a little less important by keeping them muted, and then let the notes we want sing. It doesn't matter if it's a simple run or a really difficult run. Let's say we want to end on a note that really bends and screams. We can kill a couple of those notes before that and then let the one at the end scream, even if it's something simple. It doesn't take anything to just kill those notes and then let the last one scream, or do an artificial harmonic. Whatever you want to do. But this is controlling everything. Rather than having to control with your left hand, it's got enough to do. Now, as these get together and the right hand always knows what the left hand's doing, that's when we don't have to think about it. Now, I'm an okay race car driver. I've learned that when my subconscious drives the car, it's way better than when I'm thinking about it. When I'm thinking about it, I make mistakes, I overthink things. When I relax and let my subconscious drive the car, it does a way better job. That's the way it is with guitar playing. That's the way it is with making and writing music. Sometimes when we just kick back and let it happen, we write better stuff or we play better stuff than we do when we're thinking about it and worrying about it. So how do we do that? A lot of practice. This has to know what this is doing, and these two have to know what this is thinking. When we get those three together, and that comes from a lot of practice, a lot of rehearsal, a lot of improvising, once they all know what they're doing, now we can make certain notes sing and certain notes die without having to think about which ones we want out there, which ones do we want to be more important. Or it's almost like thinking about, okay, I'm in an A minor, what scale should I play? Okay, that just went to a B minor, okay, how do I shift? When we know what it is and we know what the feeling we're going for, that's when we let our subconscious take over and just let it play the guitar, because it's probably better than we are when we're overthinking everything. So as we practice this, let's just start with open notes. Let's start with chords. Let's start managing the pressure we put on them. We can just go. Let some open, let some go. And then the other thing is when you palm mute and then let it off before it's completely decayed. That's kind of a cool sound too. Let's say we hit our F sharp. If we want to put a little palm mute, but then let it sing. Takes all those highs, it's almost like the same frequency of the palm mute, but let it ring. So you don't have to have that continue. You can start the palm mute and let it off, which is another cool thing. Again, you can do that in solos. You can do that with higher notes. But we tend to, as metal guitarists, do it down low. You know, you're detuning and you're flat fingering. It's kind of cool to keep that real heavy palm mute feel. So as we work with this, as we learn that, it's going to be the greatest tool you've got as a guitarist, especially a hard rock and heavy metal guitarist. So learn these things, and when these two and this one get together in a triangle, that's when you start making music. So down in the comments, tell me about when you started making music, and if this helped you at all, or what you'd like to see me talk about next time. Till then, keep on rocking.